Hello! Good Crafternoon, everyone. We are here today. I'm Trisha, as you know, and we're here today for the Miniverse again. So, we have our springtime Easter basket, which is not what's shown on the picture there. So, why am I showing it to you? All right. So let's it's on the inner wrapper, yes. So I don't know if you can hear them. If we can mic her up if we want, just let me know. All right. So let's open this bad boy up. Did it again. Always does that. It's perforated on either side for a reason. It never does a clean damn thing down the middle. Okay. So we open the outer wrapper and you can see here, let me fix my light. There we go. Ooh, maybe not. All right, you can see here there we go. The Easter basket. Okay. There's our other perforated section that always wants to tear sideways. We're just gonna go with it. Got my trusty bag o' trash over here. Alrighty. And Kestrel, hello. Yes, Easter. So the thing about the MGA Miniverse stuff is that they never use the actual name, probably because they just don't want to be specific to a, Christian holiday of Easter. They didn't actually use, when I looked back at the Valentine's stuff, they didn't actually use Valentine's Day either. They said that it was spring or sweethearts. So
we just call them holiday.
Yeah, holiday, springtime. Okay, hold on. Let's get into some chat here. Your corn bunnies, they were cute. They were a little scary. It was just a little Children of the Corny. I'm sorry. Yes, once you decorate them, they're probably really adorable. Lindsay is here. Don't confuse the trash bag and the ball sack. Will not do that. And then obligatory balls. Okay, so we've got the cutest little chocolate bunny. It's adorable.
I have at least the basket.
Yeah, it's plastic. You can probably make a mold of the bunny pretty easily.
Yeah, I know a couple people that have already done it. I just don't want to pay.
Yeah, no, totally. All right. Oh, so we have the little mini eggs. This opens, right?
It does.
Okay.
You dye them.
Ah. Oh, you have to dye the eggs yourself? What? Wait, am I opening at the right end? What the fuck is going on here?
So much as revealing the design.
Revealing the design.
Simulates it.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna.
Water.
I need a little bit of water. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes. Have a happy day. We have the little ribbon. Okay, very cute. Oh wait, let me toss that into the bag. Keep cool, which usually means the resin, But I don't think there's resin in this kit. Okay, so we have
That is
a little
the water.
bowl. Oh, it's a water bowl. Okay. Have a hoppy day. This is the Easter grass. Sorry, I moved my camera so that it's closer to me, but strangely, it's doesn't. It's still like the where it's pointing is weird. All right, little purple stand. I like that for the table. Okay, utensils. So we're gonna have little. What's what? Oh, it's a little egg dipper. Very cute. Little purple tongs like that. There's something else in here, I think. Ah. Oh, the little bunny for the topper for the cloche. Adorbs. Okay. Pop that on there. Bam. And then I'm assuming this is the basket. The last thing in here. Yes. Fell out. Basket. Very cute. All right. So I'm gonna set the cloche aside. And I'm actually gonna camera a little bit. Hopefully that's better a better view. Hold on. Ooh. All right. Okay. So there's not actually any resin to deal with, so I can just put my light aside here. And the instructions, these aren't instructions, these are just like the little how to put the basket together, which kind of duh. Oh, so this is the ribbon and like the cellophane that goes around the basket. You can hear Pixel trampling around with her nails that are far too long. And the actual read me first instructions that spring basket. When dipping eggs in the water, the paint will dissolve and reveal a festive pattern. Well, that's adorable. Okay. So we need a bit of water. And so I will hand my friend a little cup to get the water while I attempt to not break my nails trying to open the egg box. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to use my nail tools here. Aha, there we go. All right. Eggs. Eggies unlocked. All right. Pixel, settle down, woman. Let's get some music in the background. I think that's too loud. Okay. And thank you. We have the water and the little bowl. I mean, There we go. All right. Going to grab my pipettes so that I can be very delicate about the water here. Also, I have this entire box of pipettes, or bag of pipettes that I rarely use, but have 100 of them. Okay, there's probably like 90 of them at this point. In all the years I've had them, I think I probably only used about 10 of them. Okay, so I'm gonna get the water into our little bowl here for the dyeing, or the revealing, as it were. And I'm gonna use my tweezers to keep my hands out of it, so that you can see as much as what is going on as possible before we get our inaugural dip. Got Lindsay, unrelated, but I should probably start watching and chatting from my actual channel that I'll be using for content. I'll learn to YouTube someday. Hey Lindsay, do what you're gonna do, man. We will be there when you start to stream. You just tell us when, and we will be there. It will all be good. Okay, let's get dipped. So the whole thing doesn't fit in the water. What the heck? There's a distinct, like, oh, okay. You gotta kind of, all right. You gotta wiggle it just a little bit. Okay, so what I'm actually gonna do is I'm not gonna use this tiny little bowl for our purposes here. We are going to use this. Oh, shit. Drop the whole damn thing in there. My camera loves this. It's like, what am I supposed to zoom in on? Not blurry. Okay. This is an interesting proposition here. So we're getting like a little blue striped egg. Let me see if I can get it to yeah, I think my light is too close. It's interesting. Okay.
What do you mean blue egg? It's a white egg.
Yeah. My light's like, is it blue and white, or is it black and gold? The world may never know. Okay, I lost my egg in there. It's just a milky expanse of. There we go. Aha! Woo! Okay. Alrighty. So there's our first egg. I'm going to dump these out so that we can put the eggs back into the carton, because that's how we did it growing up. All right. Okay. There we've got some more, some better focus here. Okay. Next eggy. Whoa, whoa. They're rolling all over. Okay, let me put them in the basket to keep them from rolling off my table. level, but okay. This is a reveal for all of us now because it's so white in there that I have no idea what's happening in the water. It's like, is it turning a color? Am I losing the egg like I just did? Oh, I was able to pick it back up. Look at that. Oh, thank you. This one is looking to be a yellowy orange. Oop, I dropped it again. This one I can better see from the side, though. Let me grab... Yeah. Okay.
Whoa, I'm a volcano.
It did that on me yesterday. There's some alcohol if you need to wipe it off. Okay. So we've got a little like natural color. Slippery little suckers. Come here. All right. Oh, it's supposed to be gold. Okay. All right. I can see it. All right. Next egg. Much like when I was a child. You know what? I would rather do this for dyeing eggs than real egg dyeing anyway. Because that shit is annoying. Much like as a child, you put it in there on the thing and eventually it's going to fall off and you're just going to have to dish it out. I'm having flashbacks now. I lost it. All right. This one is revealing itself to be pink with white like chevron stripes. Whoa. Okay. I can see through the stuff on the side. Yep. There we go. Alrighty. Okay. What are you doing?
Okay, so I didn't want to waste the little bit that had come out, so I put it in here and I was trying, there was a spot that had like a mark on filling it.
Okay.
A little corner.
Yeah. I see.
I'm just trying to coax it to go the way that I need it to go.
Gotcha. Yes. Egg dyeing, one of the few uses for the white crayon. Absolutely. I mean, that might be the only use for the white crayon. I mean, okay, if you're more artistic than I am, there's probably a lot of uses for the white crayon. In my box, it was the sharpest crayon because it never got used. Except maybe for Easter. Fun fact, growing up, my mom had her own, like the big 48 color crayon box that we weren't allowed to touch because it was her crayons and she didn't want them used like shit, like children do. She wanted them nice for her own coloring. And as an adult with coloring books, respect. I respect the game. I don't like crayons myself as a medium. I'm more of a colored pencil person, but I see it now. So this is like the blue one. It's pink with some stripes, some white stripes. This one seemed to reveal itself a little quicker. So I'm just like trying to think of how they've achieved this, and it must just be that the white is just a water soluble paint that's it's like chalk maybe. I don't know, it's not really chalky, but I don't know.
Yeah, I thought of a flying ball or Alice was really favorite. And the big green was also covered in that, so I like put it in a sandwich bag with water.
Interesting. I appreciate that there is like an interactive aspect of this, considering there's no UV resin. It's all just placement of stuff. So this one is blue with some spots, some varying size polka dots. I like that. I wish there was a little more like variation in color, but purple. Can we get a green? Like, I mean, I guess I don't have a green because the grass is green. But you know, still, there's 6 eggs, so we're on our last egg here. And wow. I don't know when it fell off the thing, and I was still just like hitting the side of the thing with it. Oh, I got it. Oh! Okay, you know how I knew this one was going to be green? Because I said that, and as I said it, my friend comes over and looks a little bit more, and I was like, this one's going to be green. Because she's like, I know she's thinking, there's a green one. I don't know why you're having I know there's a green.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if the last one was green or purple. So I knew it was one of those.
I wish it were purple, but it is green. Alright. I wish it were green with the spots. I like the spots one. Oh well. Alright. Okie dokie. So we are all done with our egg dyeing. So the little egg holder we're done with. And we're done with this bowl then too, huh? It just gave you an extra bowl. Shit. Yeah, I can see that. This would be perfect for my office project if it like would come out of this, if the mold would release. But I'm sure if I put UV resin in this, it would just stick, which is a shame. I wonder. Ooh. Could make a mold of the bowl. I could make a mold of the bowl, but I also have like balls.
Yeah.
Just ball molds that I can already use. All right. That's we're not doing that in this video. That will be a different video. Okay. So we have. Let me just do one more like round of drying these off just for good measure. All right. So we have our Easter eggs, which I will now put in the bowl. Okay. We have our basket and our packing stuff. Hop to it. This is. I thought I would just be able to pull it off, but no, apparently not. I'm actually gonna have to cut this. Okay.
Yeah, occasionally like too real life.
Yeah. A little too real
For
life.
example, the hot dog kit. You get 4 hot dogs, 6 hot dogs, only 2 buns.
What?
Yeah.
6 hot dogs, 2 buns. Yeah, sounds realistic to me. Or what are you doing, dog, other than making noise for the sake of making noise? Standing in a bag of stuff.
Oh, I'm gonna casually yank this light off.
Yeah. Because that's what she does. Even if she doesn't mean to it. Because her tail... Oh, shit. I knew eventually my whole setup would fall again. Can you guys hear me now? I know I just unplugged the mic for a second. Because we're professionals here. Alright. So as I was saying, she will often grab the things when she's totally not meaning to, because her tail is a curlicue.
Yeah.
And so she will walk.
What happened when she jumped up here?
Yeah.
So I just
Moved.
did it over and over.
Okay, good. You can hear me. Yes, you can hear. Can you hear my friend when she talks too, or is it just me? And yeah, WAP. We are professionals here. So okay. Coming back to this, I've got the grass, and one of my in-ears keeps coming out, which is actually fine. Okay, so you can hear that she's talking, but not what she's saying. Okay, so I will reiterate. Well, the other mic is not charged, so I can mostly hear your friend, not always perfectly. Okay, it just depends on where my mic is pointed, I guess. It's fine.
Probably speak a little louder.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so we've got our grass. Here's the thing about this bunny. What do they recommend in terms of... Okay, they do kind of recommend taking the bunny out of the box, which it feels wrong, because a real chocolate bunny, obviously you wouldn't do that with. This is like, dude, look at the packaging on this.
Yeah.
Like,
Have left it in the box.
It is. I mean, the scale is wrong if you leave it in the box.
They got a little basket from Michael's.
They got a little basket from Michael's. That makes sense.
A basket that was slightly bigger so that they could keep it in the box. Because they were like, it's too cute, I can't.
Yeah, it is very cute. Alright. And then, yeah, even for the eggs, this basket is too small. Like, they got their scales all... Okay, hold on. Let's just look at this. This is an egg. Even if this is a jumbo large egg, that's the size of the chocolate next to it. That is not... Oh, okay, maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe I was spoiled and we had bigger chocolate bunnies. Because I swear that's not...
Different size bunnies now.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a standard size that is over like hard egg. That's like
I guess. I feel like the bunny should just be a little bit...
in the box.
Yeah. Tiny Choco Bunny. Yes, Tiny Choco Bunny. Kestrel says, Lindsay says, it's a depressing Choco Bunny, but I always got the big ones. I know some friends only got little ones. Yeah, I mean, like I said, maybe we were strangely spoiled in that regard. We weren't spoiled in any other regard, I'll tell you what. Pixel. Alright, you guys. I'm going to move the camera just a little bit. Don't get seasick. But I want you to see what I have to deal with here. Okay, well, no. You can see my friend. You can't see the dog. There you go. The dog.
Right up on.
Right up on me. Just...
She's giving me a look at it.
Yes. She's giving the love me look. because she had to be outside most of yesterday because she has no chill. And I had a friend over yesterday who was a little freaked out. Because here's the thing about Pixel. Okay, Pixel is 8.5 years old. In May, she will be 9. You can tell she has no black left in her muzzle, right? Just a little strip down the center. Oh my god, it's almost Hitler now that I look at it. Oh, good thing I'm not monetized, or I would absolutely be demonetized after saying that. But so she, like, because she is home and she's not a dog that takes walks. She just isn't, she likes walks probably about as much as I like walks. Even when she was a puppy and I would like take her around the block, we would get to the other side of the block. Like I could see, we have a big tree in our backyard. So we were like on the absolute other side of the block. I could see the tree in my yard. And at that point, she would just be like, okay, I'm done. You can pick me up now. I'm just going to chill. And I'm like, dude, we're not in a neighborhood where I can cut through somebody's yard to get to the house. I still have to complete the circuit and walk all the way around the house or around the block to get back home. But no, she was just like, but I'm done. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm finished here. So she's not a walking dog. So she just does not get out a lot because she has no chill. So when people come over, again, she has no chill. I'm going to show you guys this. So if any of you are familiar with Gabby's dollhouse, there is, what is the character's name?
Cat Rat.
Cat Rat. His favorite ice cream is sardine, pickle, and donut. And my friend just made this sardine, pickle, and donut sundae. There you go. So I see little slivers of sardines. The pickle slices look a little like jalapenos.
Yeah,
but yeah.
If you know the context, then the two pickle spears.
Oh, and then there's the pickle spears. Yes. And there's one donut. I see the donut. It's blue, so it kind of mixes it. There we go. It's very cute. Very cute remix. Okay. Yes. So let's undo this cellophane. I don't want to cut this because, like, I don't want to accidentally cut the cellophane. Oh, there we go. I got it. Okay. So we've got pushed in face dogs aren't generally big walkers because breathing. And yeah, she is not our first pug. We had another pug. And he did like walks. But he was bigger. So she is rather small. And she looks like she should weigh like 15 pounds, but she weighs like 20 because she's chunky. And they're stout little dogs, right? They're dense. Dense is the word I was looking for. So he was bigger. Like at his biggest, he was like 26 pounds. But he liked walks, but he was older as well. Like when we got him, so he was less like bothered by other dogs or excited by other dogs. So and the thing is, we used to take her around out like and about more, but because of her breathing, it was a constant struggle of like, we'd be walking and she was just excited and people would be like, is your dog okay? And I'm like, yeah, she's fine. Like, she can breathe. She's just excited. And it just got to the point where it's like, I don't want to keep walking her around and having all these people like asking me if my dog is gonna die. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, eventually, but not right now. Back off. Like, get away from me. And it was, yeah, so we don't really take her out a lot. So anyway, when people come over, which is also, most of the time we go to other people's house, they don't come over here. When they come over, she just loses her shit. But being 9, almost 9, she will calm down and settle down after a few minutes. But you gotta like deal with the hyphiness for a few minutes before she calms down. And now she's just wandering around discombobulated because her daddy's not here. He's out of town for the weekend. So she's just been like looking for him all weekend. Okay. So we've got it like shoved in there a little bit. Oh, don't run away from me. Okay. So got that. Kind of get in there, fish. Okay. This one like rogue piece of grass. Kestrel with the facts here. I'm a former veterinary technician. Pugs are not known for their chill. No, they absolutely are not known for their chill. But like I said, so she's not our first pug. We had a pug. But here's the thing. When we got our other pug, he was a shelter dog. And the shelter told us that he was like 4. Maybe he was like 5, maybe 6. Or no, he was 4 or 5. That's what they told us. He was 4 or 5. And then when we took him to a vet, the vet was like, no, he is really like 6 or 7. So he was considerably older than we were told, which is a bummer. And we only had him for 4 years before he passed away. But he was not as hyperactive as she is. We got her after we had him, and only had him for Winston, the distinguished Winston the Wonder Pug. We had him for 4 years, and then he passed away. And okay, not all of these are gonna fit, so I definitely want to pick and choose which eggs I use here. And I just upended everything I'd already done. Crap. Do you see where the egg went? Well, that was not an egg I was going to use anyway, but it rolled off the table and went rogue, so my friend found it. Alright, get back here, you bitch. Alright. Okay. So after having him for 4 years, I was like, I want another pug, but I want it for longer than 4 friggin' years. So we went to a breeder for Pixel. So we've had Pixel since she was, 8 weeks old? Actually, I think she was 7 weeks when we got her. Her birthday is the same day as my dad's. And her gotcha day when we went and picked her up is the 4th of July. So. Oh, that is my friend's California anniversary when she moved to California from the East Coast. Her first full day in California. Where she had reached her destination. It wasn't just like, a layover in Sacramento or something. Oh, went through Bakersfield. Oh wait, did you drive?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Drove from North Carolina. 3 days. I thought it would take longer than that, but it should have.
She's a friend who, shall we say,
Help. Okay. It was illegal help. Bro did not need to sleep.
Condone help.
We would not condone that help. It is.
It was a decision, and don't make so.
It is a hell of a drug. Let's just. Yeah. Okay, I see this one is slightly shimmery, but I don't know if maybe I left it in the water too long and it took some of the shimmer off. But I see it.
Well, they're not exactly known for their quality assurance.
Yeah, there's a big. Yeah, it could just genuinely be not as shiny. I could also fix that if I really want.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could make a purple egg.
I could make a purple egg. I am instead looking at this golden egg, wondering, Pixel! For fuck's sake, dog. Sitting directly under, like, all of our shit.
Doing this.
Just, like, back and forth, like, just, like this. Exercise. Exercise. Alright, Lindsay says, cross-country drives depend how long you go for. My cousin from NorCal moved to North Carolina, and she does the drive in about 3 days when she goes home to visit. Well, they did in 3 days, but...
We also had 2 dogs with us.
Oh, and they had
we
2...
had to stop.
They had 2 dogs with them, they had to stop. My friend did the opposite. We're in NorCal, and she's from North Carolina. That's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny, being from California and living here my whole life, I take scale for granted, and I don't realize that everything is much closer together on the East Coast than it is on the West Coast. And a few years ago, I went to visit my dad, who now lives in South Carolina, and I had a layover in Atlanta. And I thought I was going to take Pixel with me. So it was a 4-hour layover that I was like, okay, I'm fine with this because that gives me plenty of time to take her off the plane and let her chill and take her to wherever the like pet area is in the airport and all that stuff. And then at the end of the, I realized after talking to my vet and everything that because of her brachycephalitis, like, we could give her the sedatives and stuff, but it was probably, I just wasn't comfortable with it. So I decided not to take her. But I still had this 4-hour layover in Atlanta between Northern California and Greenville, North Carolina, where the airport is. Or, I'm sorry, Greenville, South Carolina, where the airport is. And I finally get there after my layover and everything. And my dad asked me where my layover was. And I told him Atlanta. And it was a 4-hour layover in Atlanta. And he says, it takes like 2 hours to drive here from Atlanta. I was like, I did not know that. I might have done things differently if I'd known that. Just flown to Atlanta and drove. But, it was good. I was able to, I can't remember the name of it, but there's a chain of Italian restaurant on the East Coast that I've had in Tampa, Florida, and at the Atlanta airport. And I really like it. And there are none around here. There's macaroni grills here. There's one in San Mateo. Yeah. It's not a macaroni grill. There's also one in stock. It's not a macaroni grill. And it's not yeah, it's not.
I've been to a couple of one-off.
Yeah, I can't remember. I want to say it started with a B, but I can't remember. And it's not Buca di Beppo. I don't remember.
Yeah, I've never been there, but those were here.
Yeah, those are here. Lindsay says, yeah, people moving from the East Coast coming out west never account for scale. I've been in the Seattle area my whole life, so I always find it funny when people think a 4-hour drive is a long way. Yeah, I went to college 6.5 hours away. That was a long drive. We, like, once a year drive up to Oregon to visit my in-laws, and that's like a 10-hour drive, depending on stops and weather. Like if it's around like Christmas when the weather's a little dicey, it can take longer because we might stop more. But yeah. All right. I'm still debating if I want to see if I can glitter up this egg. Okay. Okay, so my friend is making a blueberry boba and a peach boba. And she has 2 different domed tops.
The regular dome is what is supposed to go with both of them, but I bought a bunch of cups with like kitty ears.
Got it. Okay.
But I only bought one of them.
So they all come with this regular dome on the cup. Can I see the cup? And she bought a bunch of these kitty ear ones. So, you guys tell us. So she's making a blueberry boba drink and a peach boba drink. Kitty ear for which one? Chime in now. Kitty ear for the peach or kitty ear for the blueberry boba? She's got 2. She's got which flavor for the kitty ears is the question. Both. She only brought one. So she only brought one kitty ear with her. So right now, here, she wants to make both of them, but she only has one kitty ear. So I'm not gonna mess with the gold. I'm just gonna leave it. It is what it is. I don't feel like I'm looking at all this glitter and stuff that I have, and I'm like, I don't want to mess with glitter right and glue and stuff right now. I'll pass. Lindsay says blueberry if you only have one.
Okay. That works because that's the one I got it in a trade, and the dome did not come with it. They didn't include it.
Weird. Okay, so she says that works because the blueberry she got in a trade from a Miniverse group, and it didn't include the dome for some odd reason.
Yeah.
So
I could do a whole story time with that.
Whole story time on the perils of trading eggs or trading. The tea on the group trades is fire apparently. Okay. I've got 4 eggs. I like the 3 egg look better. And then the little chocolate bunny. Okay. So there we've got this going on. So you can see Choco Bunny. Now let's try to lower this bad boy down in here again. I'm going to mute myself because I'm going to try blowing in this bag to get it puffed out the way it's supposed to puff. I was not trying to yeet myself out of the stream, but that is entirely what happened. And I fogged up the thing. So, great. I see you over there trying to take pictures. If you would like a little bit of like black cloth to take a picture again. All right. Alrighty. So I blew in the bag, and of course, condensation. I fogged the whole damn thing up. But I was just trying to expand it. Pixel, chill out. She's got a hole.
Oh, I didn't have to go today.
She doesn't have any chill pills, that's why. Yeah, she's just... Okay. Let's see if we can get this into the cellophane. Okay, it pushed the bunny up a little bit, but that's alright. Okay. Just as long as like the bunny doesn't like face plant, that's all I really like am trying to do here. There we go. If it leans back a bit more, that's fine. Alright. Now we have the ink ribbon. Alright. Just trying to like get the kinks out of it, more or less. It seems like it's already yeah, it's already like melted on the ends, which is nice. So I am a terrible tire of bows. I'm good at tying knots, but not bows. So, alright. I mean, it pitched forward. That's what I need to do. Okay. I need to turn the bunny around so it's facing out. That way, when it gets cinched in, it will not face plant. Okay. Ow! Get back. Okay. You know, I was just wondering, is Daily Dysfunction going to join us today? And here they are. Yeah. It is very cute. Yes. Yes, back to making fun of how I know how to tie knots, not bows. Because I was a Girl Scout. Get your mind out of the gutter. I don't tie knots for kinky reasons. I let other people do that. Hey! Alright. Let's attempt a nice bow. Fun fact, this is how I tied my shoes until I was in 5th grade. Alright. Okay. Need to nope. Alright. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. I was never good at getting the bows that are perfect 2 loops at the top, and I don't know how to do that. So if I were making an Easter basket for reals, it would still look like this. And now I have pulled it, and it is not tight around anymore. It got all too big. So actually, what I'm gonna do is, I think I have some string or something around here that I can tie it and then put the ribbon on. How sturdy is the grass? Maybe I can tie a tight knot with the grass. Just to get it cinched. Nope. Okay. Oh, so much for that plan. Alright. I need some kind of string. Looking around my desk area here, I don't think I have any string. Yeah, I don't see any string that I can use. Oh well. Alright. So let's untie this. And do this again. Let me do this. I will. Nope. Come on. Don't do it like that. Okay. Let's cinch that. Cinch that so that it's as tight as I can get it. And just tie a square knot, and then I'll worry about the bow. Alright. So now, actually, maybe now I can tie a bow that looks like a proper bow. I mean, probably not, but you know, one can dream. Trying to get this situated. Meh. Alright. It is what it is. It's good enough. There is our Easter basket. Very cute. Little Choco Bunny laying on top of the 3 eggs. Got a gold one. We got the dot spotted blue one and the zigzag dark pink one. Still got these eggs left in the little bowl, which, aha, remix time. More grass, eggs, boom. secondary basket. Oh. I could also like use the mold from the Valentine chocolates and just not use the heart and make other little chocolates to go in there. Let's do it. Okay. You gave me a little gum. Oh. Oh. No. Ah, there's a little squishy resin. I don't know.
Yeah, the yellow.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So I have this, and I have, which is the chocolate? This is the milk chocolate from this is the chocolate syrup, and this is the milk chocolate from the chocolate syrup was from one of the sundaes. But they're about the same consistency, aren't they?
The milk chocolate is probably slightly more low.
I think I used all the milk. I feel like I used most of the milk chocolate because none of this freaking none of the chocolate milk would. Yeah. So let's try. I'm just gonna try the chocolate syrup. And see how this goes. Daily Dysfunction says that would drive me crazy trying to tie that. Yeah, I was gonna go nuts a little bit. This is more like the syrup's more goopy. So let me see if I do have more of the.
Have a nozzle, might the nozzle with it so that it has a little bit more control over it. If you don't have a nozzle, I thought.
Okay. I don't think I do have a nozzle. Alright, let me try this out. We're going to try a nozzle on the milk chocolate and see if I can get enough of it out. Just try to roll it in my hands and warm it up. Did you flip it over?
Oh, I mean, it doesn't mean to. I had it fixed it when I did the other one and it wasn't.
Oh, yeah, it's probably. It's been sitting there a while. Yeah, I think I squoze all of this chocolate out when I made the hot cocoa. Yeah. Okay. So the chocolate syrup. Put a nozzle on it. See if I can get it into. Okay, it's kind of squishing out. Good, I put it in the one that I like better because I think I'm only getting one out of this. Now it's all up in the nozzle. I was. Alright. Okay. So I am going to rinse this with alcohol so that I can give you back a clean nozzle.
I just stir it, and then I use it to pop it out.
Or we could try that.
I found it white.
Yeah. Toothpick. Toothpick. Put the toothpick in. Here. All right. Hey, look at that. Sticky. Oh. All right. Back to the washing. All right. Oh, that still has water in it. Let me do this. All right. Ugh. Okay, I believe this nozzle is now clean, but it does have alcohol on it. So, all right, back to over here. I want to clean up the edges a little, and then get this extra little chocolate for my. Uh-oh. Pixel, what are you doing? Pixel, you're a menace. Alright, I'm gonna get this extra little chocolate cured. Pixel, shut up. Being so extra. Not usually that loud. God damn. Dog. Alright.
Oh, I thought we were live.
Yeah. She's like, but we are making a video, Mama, aren't we? Yeah. We were not. Damn it, dog.
Go over here, other side.
Other side.
Okay.
Just zero chill. She's like, come on now, Mama. You know I'm not known for my chill. Yeah, she has opinions, for sure. How do I retain counsel for this dog right now? She definitely has opinions. She's about to have opinions and a record. Or I'm about to have a record. I don't know what's going on here with this dog. Okay. Let me get pushed it. She apparently thinks she does have to do whatever it is she's trying to do. Sit on everybody's phones. Wants to be your left-hand woman, yeah. Get off me. Okay. The little bit of nozzle that had cured was. What were you trying to hand me? Sorry. Oh. Got it. Oh. Here. You have the little trash can.
Look how this is flowing.
Was that in your special place? Yeah. The special place to put these little resins, ladies, right in your bra. Just leave it there for a while.
Plan out. Figure out how to do it.
Yeah, plan it out. Make your plan.
Yeah.
All right. Let's cure both of these little chocolates that we've got. This one is going to have some nonpareils in it because they were stuck inside the mold. So whatevs. That's cute. It's different. Might have. This one actually looks like one of my favorite chocolates from See's Candies, so it makes it. I'm so bummed that the See's Candies that was by us closed. I mean, it was only open till 5 p.m., which was annoying as hell, but ooh, I'll have to. But it was there. I'll have to ask Jenny because she works in Alameda, where there's still one at South Shore. Be like, hey Jenny, pick me up some of this and just drop it off at my house on your way home, will you? I'm on the way. All right. It didn't. What the hell happened here? It didn't dome. The little things are stuck in there. I gotta get them out. That's what I did. I did use a toothpick and push it in. So I think those are just stuck in there. I thought putting resin in there would pull them out, and it didn't. So whatevs. I mean, it's just a little thing for my little, faux Easter basket. It still kind of works. My little remix Easter bowl. All right. We're gonna go on a tangent here, since I mentioned See's Candy. Lindsay with the facts. See's is so expensive these days. I know, and that Bordeaux chocolate, I can't find anywhere else. Man. I love them, but damn the price. Yeah. I want candy, darn it. See's, nuts, and cows dark chocolate. Choose, not cows. Thank you for the. I was like, they have cows? I mean, they got all kinds of things molded in chocolate. I wouldn't be surprised. Expensive, but so good. Yes. Worked at See's one Christmas season, and it was awesome. They encourage employees to sample a lot to better help customers find what they're after. That's my kind of workplace. It's like, excuse me, boss. I must know what an entire can of bridge mix tastes like. I have to be able to tell the customers if they can eat an entire box of chocolate in one sitting. I just have to. I'm doing this for science, manager. Science. As Schultz says, I eat a chocolate cow. I eat a lot of things that are made in chocolate. Just saying. I sacrificed myself to taste all that candy. There's only been a handful of times. You know how you go into a C's and they're like, oh, would you like a free sample? There have been a handful of times where I've seen what the sample is and been like, no, no thanks. And they are so floored. They're like, who says no to a free sample? It's like, well, because I know that you grabbed a divinity and I'm not into those. Or I know that you grabbed a cherry thing and I'm not into it, you know? One time, they were like, it was like a real slow day. It was like in the middle of the day or something on a weekday when I went in. Because I was like on my lunch break or something, right? And they said, oh, would you like a free sample? And I saw them pull it from somewhere like that had walnuts or pecans or something in it that I wasn't into. And yeah, Lindsay knows where I'm going with this. Lindsay says, you can ask what you want as a sample. I did not know that. But they were like, oh, would you like a free sample? And they started to hand it to me. And I saw that they, you know, where they pulled it from. And I said, oh, no, thank you. And she was like, what? You don't want a free sample? It's free. And I was like, oh, well, but you pulled it from over here, right? It's got nuts in it. She's like, oh, you don't like the nuts? What do you want a sample of? And I was like, oh, really? And she's like, yeah, you can have a sample of whatever. I was like, oh, I didn't know this. Nobody told me this before. I'd like a sample of this one, please.
I think the first time I went to the C's was on like National Lollipop Day or something. So everyone was they were giving out free lollipops.
The C's lollipops.
Chocolate lollipops.
Yes, the C's chocolate lollipops are so good. They're so rich and they last forever. And that
was my first visit.
Oh, and they're actually not that expensive for a lollipop. Like they are a price I will pay. Oh, so good. But on the subject of chocolate cows, Lindsay says, my grandpa convinced my sister when she was little that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. And she believed it until she was 15.
I went to middle school with a girl who, in 6th grade, as an 11-year-old, maybe she was 12 at that point, literally thought that chocolate milk came from brown cows.
Yeah.
She'd also never seen snow in real life until she had moved to North Carolina the winter before. So she freaked out because she thought it was a special effect, and not like an actual weather thing.
That's special. Okay, so the funny thing.
She gets a lot of stereotypes.
So if you did not hear my friend, she was saying that there was a girl in 6th grade that before she moved to North Carolina, wherever she lived before that, in Florida, she thought that snow wasn't real. She thought snow was just a special effect in like movies and stuff, and freaked out when it snowed in North Carolina because she didn't realize. So on that note, one of my friends worked as a paraprofessional, like a teacher's assistant, at a preschool, and this was in like 2000, 2001, in that 2002, in that date range. And they were not allowed to call snowmen. And it was not for a gender neutral reason. Because I get it if you're like, hey, call them snow people. I get that. Like if you just want to be totally gender neutral. They were told that they had to call them circle people because children in California, where we are, here in like the San Francisco Bay Area, didn't know what snow was, so they don't know what a snowman is. And all the teachers and staff were like, we show them Frosty the Snowman. Like, they watch, all kinds of content. We're 3 hours from Tahoe. They know what snow is. And the administration was just dead set on, no, we don't want to confuse them. We're going to call them circle people. It was ridiculous. It was so dumb. Okay. Kestrel says, wow, I knew by 6 that chocolate milk comes from brown and white cows. Kestrel says they grew up in SoCal. Sorry, I assumed. I don't know if you're grew up in SoCal. Ice, winter, leaves changing colors in the fall seasons. I did not know those were real until I was 10ish. Yeah, it's fair. But that's a cartoon. It's not real. Yeah, it's. It was just like, I mean, you can even if these preschoolers and young elementary school kids, even if they didn't think snow was real, they still knew what a snowman was. They were aware of the concept. Nowhere else in their life called them snow people, and in fact, or circle people. And in fact, like if when they did call them circle people, the kids would look at them like they were insane, which was appropriate. Kestrel clearing up. No worries. I am a woman, but I'd not be offended in any pronouns. I realized that I made the assumption since we're all crafting here and we're law nerds and most of our audience is women, but I don't know that for sure. So, backing it up. Okay, back to what we were doing. We went on that tangent for C's candy. Speaking of candy, let me get this one out. Get out. Oh, it's cute. There we go. This one actually, I feel like I'd have to go dig it out, but I feel like this chocolate is color-wise better because it's more like a dark chocolate, which I like better. So it works for me. Okay. Remix Easter Bowl. Pixel, what the hell are you doing over there? Just hear your little nails and hear. Okay. The other eggs. Little piece of chocolate. Let me see if I can trim off the flash on this one. Got a little crazy. Oh yeah. These little scissors work just fine. Thought I might have to pull out my snipping shears, but the little flash over is thin enough that it's just cutting. I mean, this didn't get the shape I was trying to get. Like the domed, but it's still cute. Still looks like a little piece of chocolate. All right. There we go. Remixed Easter bowl. Focus. There we go. Remixed Easter bowl. Woo! Well, that was incredibly dumb of me to tip it toward me. So it's not for you. Okay. Both the little chocolates fell, and the other eggs I was able to catch. So.
Oh, this chocolate by the egg.
Okay. Eggy. One. I see it. I see the other chocolate too. The other chocolate I don't care as much about, but I do see it. I'm like, if the other chocolate was lost to time, I don't care. It was the one that didn't form correctly. All right. There we go. Couple little chocolates and the other eggs. All right. I am now going to put this stuff away and get started on the surprise remix. Let me do that while I am doing that. So Kestrel says circle people sounds like a cult. Sure does. Daily Dysfunction says adorable. Thank you. Lindsay points out if we're all sparkle farts, it's about 9 in 10 chance for female to be fair. Rob has said his demographics are about 90% women, as people have reported their gender to Google anyway. And Kestrel says, and I think I know most of the regular contributors were men. Yeah, that is true. And I know that Emily's demographics skew more female as well. So yeah, there's not a lot of guy law nerds. There are some. And you know, I think a lot are easy to tell because they make themselves known, you know, if they don't just straight up have a male name. Like I can think of a couple, but they're, you know, Steve. Well, that's unambiguous. I was just gonna say I've never met a female Steve, and then I remembered that the producer on Good Mythical Morning's name is Stevie. She's definitely a woman. So still Stevie Nicks. Yeah. All right. I still maintain I've never met a female Steve. Stevie? Sure. Steve? No. Also, his avatar is definitely a dude. Yeah, dude law nerd tend to be in streams like Ricada or Joe or Uncivil. I'm not in those streams, so I'll take your word for that. But yeah, that it checks out, sadly. Which is, you know what, all the more reason why I like the dudes that are in the chats that we hang out in, because we hang out in those chats for a reason. They're the superior chats. I said what I said. All right. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a mod in 2 of them. All right. Let's set those aside. So this is, you know, Lindsay says I only pop in when Rob or Ian is on occasionally. Oh, in the other chats, I honestly never. Kestrel says Jeff as well. Legal Vices is heavily male. Kurt, aka Uncivil, is probably 40 to 50% male. Yeah, he's got a more of a mix, definitely. But yeah, I like most of the legal commentators, the lawyers on YouTube that I don't subscribe to. Most of them, there are some exceptions, but most of them, if they're on stream with somebody else that I do subscribe to, they're usually fine. I don't have a problem with them in a group setting. And it's probably because they're on somebody else's channel, and so they're a little more restrained in the behaviors that I don't like because they're on somebody else's channel. You know, I don't mind them so much when they're having discussions and whatnot, but when they are by themselves going full Rush Limbaugh, I can't. All right, the remix, because it is St. Patrick's Day. I have a little beer mug here, and I am going to attempt to make some green beer. So I did some testing. I was trying to use acrylic paint to tint some resin. So I have this bright green and I have Snow White. Is it Snow White? Yeah. Snow White. And in my tests, I ended up using way too much green and too little white. So I have this piece of modern art here. that in honor of Ghostbusters Frozen Kingdom, I call it a Slimer cream pie. Yeah. All right. So I'm not going to use the green. I'm instead going to use my DIY craft color UV resins. And these are the same ones that I used on the dolphin. Ugh. We all remember the tragedy that was the dolphin. Okay, so I did a little bit of testing and mixing the blue with the citrine. Is this citrine? Yes. Gave me a good green color. And in this regard, because it is beer, I'm not going. This is not even. I guess it is. All right. Mixing the blue and green, or the blue and yellow, gave me a good green. And I'm going to grab another toothpick because I'm going to mix it in the glass so that I don't waste resin outside of the glass. And I'm going to do this in layers. Lindsay says, I'm going to need a flubber green personally. Fun fact about flubber, when I was in high school, flubber was being filmed on Treasure Island, the little island that's between San Francisco and the East Bay. And my drama teacher knew somebody who worked there, and we were able to take a field trip and walk through the sets. It was really cool. I've actually never seen the movie because, I'd seen The Absent-Minded Professor. I knew the story. And as much as I love Robin Williams, I was just like, I've walked through the sets myself. I'm good. So I never saw the movie. But we were able to walk through the sets. And we talked to the costume designer, I think. And I think we talked to some set deck people because they were the ones that were walking us through and, telling us rightfully, don't touch them. We know where everything is. Even if it looks like we don't, we know where every piece of flotsam and jetsam all over this set is, so don't touch it. All right, so I've got the citrine. Oh, and so I'm gonna mix it in the glass, but also because it's beer, I want bubbles. So let's start with the blue. Come on, here we go. Blue, citrine, and I guess I was gonna say for blue beer, maybe it's slightly more yellow because beer is yellow, but not really. Okay, so we've got. Oh, that's a good green already. All right, mix it up. It's got a decent amount of bubbleage in there. So I want to go ahead and hear this. I think that is a good green for a green beer.
Yeah.
All right. Good green for a green beer. So we want another little layer. Come on. 2. Or I'm just doing like a 1-to-1 and keeping track so that I don't have like lines where different colors of beer are. But in doing the like little vigorous mixing, it's giving me bubbles, which you would find in a beer. Okay. It's coming across as more blue on camera. It is. I'm sure that's something the color balance. Yeah. I will put it on the white cup and try to get that. There's a big bubble, but I don't even care. Because, wait. Okay. Let me more or less. There. Can you see it's a little more green? It's hard because of all the colors I have going on here and my lighting. But it's, oh wait, let me do this. I think you can see it's more green. All right. If you want, on the top shelf, in there's 2 little levels. Oh yeah, I got you. No, it looks fine from here. Yeah. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I was getting a little impatient, wanting to do a thicker layer this time. I don't love the big ass bubble, but the little amount of bubbles, the little micro bubbles, are perfect. Okay. All right, let's hear that. Now I have to figure out how much of a head do I want on this beer? See, there's big bubbles forming in this. I don't love the giant bubble. There's also, as I'm looking at it, a big bubble in, oops, there we go. See the big bubble in the base? Like when they were molding this, there's a huge bubble in there. But that I could probably fill with clear and get rid of. Did you exhaust my clear, or is the clear still there? Okay. Let's try this. I don't think I'm going to be able to get rid of the bubble in the base with the clear. Because it did flow in there, but doesn't seem to have filled the bubble like I was hoping it would. I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit. Hopefully it will fill that. Let's see. I can put this underneath, and you can see that it's more green. Yeah. Okay. Well, the bubble in the base is not filling, so whatever. Hopefully this will have flattened out the base a little bit, though, because it was not quite level. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cure that. And it is what it is. The wavelength waves always are just ooh. Alright. It's a little sticky. Let me use my patented bottom of a cup as a shield curing booth. So for the white, I have to figure out how much of this. Yeah, it works. It is what it is. All right. So for the white, I have to figure out how much. There we go. Okay, it sits a lot nicer now. So at least there's that. It didn't fill the bubble, but the bottom is not as like wonky as it was. Okay. So we have to figure out if this is where I want the like head of the beer at this junction, or if I want less. I think I want a little less than that, so I'm gonna put in another 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna go 5, 6. Let's see where that puts me. Puts me a little topped off, but I think I want one more of that. One more of that. Because I think it's basically hitting the bottom of the top handle, like where on the inside of the handle. So I think that's probably good in terms of where the draft of the beer should be. So I'm going to cure all this. And I'm just like twirling the toothpick back and forth because it has clear resin on one side and the green on the other. So I just want it cured so I can continue using it to mix and not have to worry about the color bleeding in. And I'm actually gonna try something out with the white. So I watched a video by a creator where he made a beer, and what he used to make the foam on top was, for one, he was using epoxy resin, not UV resin. Or no, he was using UV resin. Okay. But what he did was he put it in a vacuum and drew the vacuum so that the air was coming out of it and it started to bubble, and then he like flashed it while it was bubbling. I don't have a vacuum chamber. I saw one on Amazon that I considered getting because it was only $50, and then literally the next day I went and it was currently unavailable. I was like, motherfucker. So Lex Resin and some other brands do make small ones, but they're still like $100, and I don't want to deal with that just for one little green beer. So I decided not to. So there's my green beer. And I think putting the meeting the bottom, there we go, meeting the bottom of the handle was a good place to be for where we're going to put the draft. So this is alcohol. Okay. I'm like, was that alcohol or water? It was alcohol. Oh wait, so I'm done. Actually, I'm done with the blue and the citrine. So I'm just gonna use that alcohol to wipe down the nozzles before I put the caps back on. Just for good measure. Some of the blue got in the way of the, actually some of the yellow did too, got in the way of the UV light, cured onto it, but that's why, the whole thing being black, it's not going to cure what's inside, which obviously is a good thing. But I was saying that it can also be a detriment for the large, like, total boat that I have, because the bottle itself is so thick, it's hard to tell when it's empty. So I bought some Let's Resin brand clear hard type to try out, because I like this Total Boat UV clear resin. I really like, but for this 7-ounce 200-gram container, there we go, 7-ounce 200 grams, this was like 20, 25, something like that. I don't remember exactly. And it comes with a little like this big UV light, which is kind of junk, but on Amazon anyway, there's no way to get it without the UV to like save a little money, and I'm sure they spent like no money on this quality of light, but still, I don't want to have a bunch of them every time I get more UV resin. So so that's the Total Boat. The Let's Resin UV resin, this is the same amount. It comes in 2 different bottles. So it's 200 grams. So there's 2 bottles inside that are 100 grams each. And that was only $15. So that was not bad in terms of the price. And I just wanted to try it out. It has good reviews, and they actually make a squishy resin. So like if you wanted to make so my friend, if you wanted to make squishy stuff like gummy bears, think gummy bears. My friend was just telling me, she was across the room, so I don't think you heard her. But she was telling me that she has seen a lot of success in the groups that she's in the Miniverse. People using the Let's Resin brand squishy UV resin to make Jello molds and things like that squish. And in the listing on Amazon, the example is gummy beans. I started to say jelly bears and then gummy beans, gummy bears. Gummy bears. So Lindsay says, I've only used the Signature Crafts UV resin that you can get at Michaels/Flicks, etc. I have never seen UV resin at Michaels. To be fair, it has been years since I've been inside of a Michaels. At least pre-pandemic. And since then, I've always done the drive up, have them bring you an order stuff. Just because of my diminishing mobility. So I haven't, before the pandemic, I did not see any UV resin in there. Okay, so we have a little clear cup. And when I did my test, my Slimer cream pie test. I just used a very little amount of um, of the white paint. So I'm debating using this cup. No. Okay. I want to use one of my UV cups. Or my cups that are actually for mixing UV resin, because they have a little spout on them. Okay, so these are the cups that I'm talking about. There we go. Okay. And I didn't want to, I tried out with the paint because I didn't want to use mica powder because it is shimmery. So this is using mica powder, and you can see it's like shimmery. Something I did last night. So, all right. I think that is really going to be more than we're going to need to fill the top of that. Maybe just a little sprig more. So let's get just that much white and see if that is enough, because I want it to be slightly translucent, but not. I don't want it to look X-rated, if you get what I mean. So this is just a clear cake.
It's gonna be a base.
Clear 2-layer cake that my friend made. Cured nicely. What are the dots for? Is that to like put one of those little like happy birthday,
yes, little banners.
The little banners on it? That's cute.
Cakes have them because they, I guess, they hold for everything.
Right.
But so there's a party cake that comes with like
I've seen the party cake, yeah.
And then there's a banner that came on it comes with the pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie that says food.
Oh. Okay. I think we hit the jackpot with this amount of paint because it's hard to show you. It's still a little like translucent. It's not, I mean, it is opaque, but it also looks like frosting, or like when you make frosting with powdered sugar and milk, that kind of like icing. So I think it will work nicely. And I just want, it doesn't bubble, but I have an idea for that. So we're just gonna wait forever until this pours, and I'm gonna check the chats. Daily Dysfunction says, I've tried quite a few. I always go back to an Asian brand. My problem with those Asian brands is they stink. Also, they cure sticky. I have not gotten one that cured hard and without like stickiness. And then I don't do Amazon or any drop shipping massive sites, so it's what I can order easily or pick up in stores relatively nearly to me. It's kind of ironic that you don't do Amazon being in Seattle. Maybe not ironic, that's not the words I'm looking for, but funny to me. Okay. So we're getting our little bit of head. There's some bubbles, and I'm gonna like mix it again when it's in here to try to get more bubbles. But I also have a stir straw for coffee that I'm going to try to blow some bubbles into it with. I tried a straw on my test, and the bubbles were too big. The scale wasn't right. And I'm not like a stickler, but it was just comically, oh my god. It was just comically incorrect. So let me show you these bobas.
The cup holder is from a boba.
Okay, the cup holder is from a boba appliance kit. Please put them back. Put them into my hand so I can hold them like to the camera. The camera is like it's looking at me. How cute are those? Adorbs. They're like milkier than I thought they'd be. The pictures make the color look more pronounced.
The blue is much more.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because it's, like milk tea, but.
Yes. And then I wanted to make this. This is an actual boba from Cafe Street. Because I saw, so when the appliance balls came out, the woman did a comparison, color swatch both all of the appliance resins against the original counterpart from the prior series, and the peach in the peach boba machine is a lot more peach than the peach from Cafe Food One. So I wanted to have both. I have not made my peach boba from the appliance yet, but I did make one of the boba from that. I have not made the boba from that.
The appliances are weird to me because the implication is that like you get the appliance and you actually put like the resin through it and stuff.
And that's like
that just seems like a recipe for destruction.
But they've tried to recover, and they've tried to say, "Oh, well, it was actually designed for like
oh."
But that's clearly not what their original intent was. So they've also on their Instagram and their other socials put out these videos of how to properly clean them. And one of the you have to use with alcohol or alcohol like. And because there are some people in the community who use like a very strong alcohol, and they try to clean outside of their appliances. So
okay, so I've got that, and I've got my straw. Okay, so let's check the things quickly. Lindsay says, I don't do Amazon because I'm in Seattle. I know what Amazon and other tech companies have done to my city, but that's a rant for another day and time. Understandable. Exactly. Even J Diction is sticky, at least for me anyway. The one I use is a specific kind, pink, purple, teal, ombre label in a black bottle. Huh. Okay. All right. I put Alright. My settings just got all cattywampus. Can you hear me okay? Hopefully you can. Let me know if not. Any crisis has been averted. Let me get that residual taste out of my mouth. Okay, great. Thank you for confirming, Lindsay. I think what happened is that the straw came from a condensed air duster, and I just put too much of it like in my mouth. Gross. Okay, I'm gonna move this off to the side so that I can cure this, and I'm going to mute myself because it's gonna just sound like otherwise like I'm blowing into the mic, and nobody wants that. All right, let's give this a shot. It is not frothing like I wanted it to froth. Like when I blow into it, it's too, like, you can see it being pushed around. Like, this method would work great if I were making like a beach scene, like frothy beach waves, but that's not what I'm doing. So I guess I just have to like stir and try to get more bubbles, but it's just not bubbling. So, plan B. Actually, I guess at this point it's plan C. Pixel, you were chill. You were sitting down. No, stop. That was not an invitation. I'm digging through. There we go. I'm going to do what I did with the root beer float. And, well, basically introduce bubbles. Okay, come on. There's still some, like, stuck in my nail. Alright. Get in there. Okay, that is working, but I feel like I need more. Please let me not just have to use this whole thing. I mean, I don't think I could even if I wanted to use the whole thing. But a significantly part of the problem is when I mix them in, they go to the bottom. I need them to stay more along the sides and suspended so that they look more like bubbles. Okay, along the side they look good. And, ooh, I think some are floating. So let me do this. Stick that in. See what I can get. And cure that. Yeah, I probably need to use a ton to get the effect that I want. I really don't want to, because these are the only ones I have, and I don't want to order more, but that may be what has to happen. Well, so you can see, let me get it. You can kind of see them like where the green and the white meet. And when I show you the top, it's going to be real hard because of the camera and lighting and stuff. Let me hold this up here and angle it and back off the light a little bit. You can kind of see the bubbles, quote unquote, on top. I think I actually need more white. So, because I want it to froth over a bit. So, that's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to tip it so that it's got some more white. I decide if I need to like mix them in. I don't want to mix them in my cup because I don't want to waste them getting stuck in the cup. So let's just get this pouring out. I mean, overall, I was hoping for something frothier looking, but I'm not mad at the result necessarily, you know? That's maybe not quite enough. Let's get Let's put some bubbles in there and cure this. Cure this again. And then I need one more pour, I think, with more bubbles so that I can like froth it over the side. It looks good from the side. Like, it's hard to see. You probably straight up can't see it on camera. But it looks bubbly from the side. Which is good. Okay. Let's get one more. Oof. There. No. There we go. I'm actually gonna, yeah, that's probably more than I need. But alright. So the shit was that the little cup of white water that I used for the eggs, I inevitably knocked over. So it is streaming. Now streaming. And the dog's trying to look it up because it looks like milk. Yeah. Alright. I had a feeling that sitting there was a recipe for disaster. I mean, luckily it's just basically paint water. Okay. Or okay. That's good enough for now for it to chill there while we finish this. Okay. So need, I think I only got a little bit of paint on there, but let me open it up. I wanna get a little more. Okay. Yeah, I think I need a bit more paint. Just wiping this off so I can dip it back into the paint. I think this layer I might want just a little tiny bit more opaque. So I've grabbed just a little bit more paint. Okay. So let's give this a shot. I want it to come to the top and like froth over even. That's gonna be very like purposefully done to froth. So let's get the bubbles on there. Okay. And I just want to mix them around a bit. That looks good. Okay. I like that. Let's cure that. And some of the little bubbles like came over the little caviar beads, came over the side here. So I will just use the last bit of resin, which is over out of the way. There is like a bead already started on this side. So I will continue that bead. I will just get more of this resin, pick up the little caviar beads that fell out so that we have them in the dollop. And of course, I did that and picked up a pixel hair. Okay. It's got the drips. Come on. More drips. All the drip. Okay. A little drip on this side too. Let me. Okay, I've got enough on that side so that it's dripping just a little. This drip looks good though, so I want to stop that drip. That drip has been stopped. And then get a little bit more of a drip over here. That's a good drip. And then I just want to like top it over the rim on this side so that it looks nice and frothy over the whole rim. Where did my... Oh, crud. I hope that didn't cure. No, it didn't. Okay. Yeah. Just kind of dome it over. All right. Let's... I already started it, but I want just like a couple more beads on top. Okay. Let's cure this. Actually, I'm going to go to this cure method so that I can move the gel up slightly. I have to plug it in. And then there's a switch on it. Okay. Give me the plug. It's loud though, so. I'll let you know when okay. It's plugged. Alright. Let's see. Lindsay says, uh-oh. So Lindsay says, my Home Depot order just got here, and apparently I accidentally ordered one of the wood stains I was after in a quart size instead of 8 ounces. I'm never going to use this whole thing. Whoops. I mean, like Kestrel said, need a new project to use the extra. Yep, that is an issue. So while we cure there, my friend was using the my heat gun to warm up some resin that the boob method just did not properly. Oh, it's cooled down since it was in the boobs. She's making an adorable ass little cheesecake that we will show you. Yeah, we've all done this. My frequent overbuy is I bought some fabric that I was like, oh, a yard of this fabric is plenty. That's too much, in fact. And then I realized that it was a very, very wide fabric. So a yard was even more than I thought it was. Or when I tried to order it from Joann's, and they were like, oh, but the minimum to order for drive up pickup is 2 yards. Okay, all right. The last time I ordered fabric, though, it was my own fault that I messed it up, because I looked at this fabric and said, oh, it's fleece. That'll be a terrific blanket. It was not fleece, it was flannel. So I have 2 yards of a rainbow unicorn flannel that I have yet to figure out what to do with, because it was not going to make the blanket that I really wanted. Lindsay says, I have 10 yards each of heavy cotton muslin and fine linen that I need to eventually use. Girl, I have so much fabric. So much fabric. I had this illusion during the pandemic that I was going to make masks. And I did. I made a lot of masks. I got paid for exactly like 3 masks. Because most of the masks were for my dad or my in-laws or my husband, who would go through them because he would sweat so much because, at work, and he has a physical job, that they would just, there was no washing them to save them. The elastic would break, and then it was terrible. So I made a good number of masks, and like 3 people paid me for masks. I also grossly overestimated how long we'd have to be wearing masks and bought some like seasonal fabrics to make masks that were just not we got to that season once, and then by the next time that season came around, hello mask, ghost and pumpkin mask that just happens to be sitting here, we weren't wearing masks at that point. So anyway, let's see what we have here, and then we can wrap this up and leave Lindsay to go figure out what she's going to do with a quart of stain instead of 8 ounces of stain. All right, I'm happy with this now that I'm looking at it. Okay, some of the bubbles came off because I didn't have them pushed down into the resin enough. Don't we all? All right, I'm like picking a couple off because they just look like beads at the top. But if I pull them off, then they leave a little divot, and that actually still works. Okay, so let me grab my nice white background so that you can see. All right, it's whiteout conditions. Little green bear. Ta-da! Ta-da! Light is shitty. There. We have the little green beard with the dribbles. You can kind of see that the little caviar beads did something for the top. There's a little bit of bubblage going on. The point is definitely across. So we have the little green beer for St. Patty's Day. Paddy's Day. Paddy's Day. Little green beer for St. Patty's Day. Let me cap this paint before I knock it over. So that's the last thing I need. Like water with paint, I can sop up. Paint is more of a problem. Alright. So we've got little green beer and the little basket. Let me do this. So that it's closer to the camera. Little green beer, little basket, and a little extra Eastery chocolate basket. Alright. So that's what we've got. We're coming in at a cool 2 hours and 40-ish minutes. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And next week, I don't know what we're gonna do next week. I was just given everybody say thank you to my friend Anna Lila, who just gave me chocolate chip pancakes and what else did you just give me? A Caesar salad, which would have been really cute for today, and a Jello mold without the mold. You have the mold, yeah. So we will leave you all with Kestrels. Very cute. Still want chocolate. The day is young. Even if you're on the East Coast. 4, 5, 6, 7, 7:30. All right. Chocolate can be had at any hour. Chocolate is 24/7. My brother shared a TikTok with me where this guy was saying he's in Latvia, and he was saying in Latvia, alcohol sales end at 10 p.m. But chocolate sales are all day. You just have to know what kind of chocolate to buy. And he had those like little chocolate liquor bottles. He's like, yeah, you just have to think ahead. Or not even think ahead. You just have to know what chocolate to buy. And then he had the little liquor chocolate. He poured one out and he's like, oh, don't worry about that. That was banana liqueur. So, only 4:43. So you're on the West Coast. We're all West Coast. West Coast is the best coast. That's all I'm saying. And till next week, we will figure this out. And maybe I'll make Caesar salad next week while it's still March. Maybe, what is next weekend? The 20. Wait, is next weekend's not Easter? The weekend after. I don't know. Oh, Portland. Hey, yo. All right. And yes, we have all 3 West Coast states covered here. We do. All right. So, no, I think next week is the week before Easter. March just seems like it goes on forever this year. I don't know why. All right. See you guys. You think Easter's next weekend? Easter's like the 31st, and I don't have a calendar in front of me. I could have a calendar in front of me. Welcome to calendar. Okay, well, I've never set it up before, so that doesn't work. Okay, anyway, yes, Easter's the 31st. But I think there's still one more weekend in between now and Easter. Anyway, West Coast Craft Nerds represent. Okay. The next week, we'll figure out what we're going to do. Maybe I'll just draw randomly from my ball sack. All right. Before we go, let me show you the cheesecake that my friend made. She's still curing it, but it is goddamn adorable. I will handle it only by the base. Okay. Look at that. Look at that beautiful blueberry cheesecake that I'm holding off camera. Look at that. How cute is that? Alright. Have your cheesecake back to continue to care. And I will see you all next Sunday for another Crafternoon. Please tell your friends. Please like and subscribe. And until next week, I will see you later.